Traders from around the world, what's going on? It's Ricky Cadden back again with another free Wednesday stock review from Real Life Trading Australia. Hope you guys are having a really profitable week, and let's talk about the markets, guys, as we do every Wednesday. The SPY. What is going on with the markets, everyone? We have these dips, we cruise on higher, and then we start to pick up some more volatility. I have been mentioning to a lot of my traders in the Real Life Trading Australia trading room that we are getting a little bit extended, and we do look like we will have a bit of a pullback. I know back here I did mention that we would possibly come back up and roll over. We did go a little bit higher, but we are not picking up any extra volume as we were going higher. The volume right now, you can see we did actually get a bearish gap and go yesterday, or last night I should say. If you take a look at the 5-minute chart, you can see here we really just kind of sold off at open. Pre-market we had this phenomenal double top breakdown, retest, and then breakdown again, retest of the next low, and then we just kind of fizzled out till pretty much, and they had a nice little bounce at the end of the day. So guys, the market is quite volatile at this particular moment in time. Where do I expect the market to go? At this point, I'm not extremely bullish on the broader markets. Although there are some fantastic long opportunities on a lot of stocks, this is not necessarily where I would be looking for a long-term investment. I'd more so be looking to at least take profits off longer-term trades, or look to protect the downside on your trades as well. So the SPY, I mean, we realistically, guys, we could have a very nice 10% pullback in the market. And what that actually looks like from where we currently are, where we closed, or actually from the highs, right? From the highs, 10% is pretty much, I would say, the 200 simple moving average, right? We have not been down at the 200 simple moving average for quite some time, since July last year, where we started to really, break out and retest and create some nice little higher highs. But guys, we are definitely due for a pullback. There will be a little bit of volatility. Obviously, the 100 simple moving average hasn't been tested for a while as well. So if we do come back down, possibly break down, create somewhat of a bear flag pattern, we could possibly see a nice pullback down to roughly the 200 simple moving average, aka this previous level of resistance that we have back here in March. So wait and see what happens, guys. The volatility index also. Right, the volatility index, I did mention to a lot of my traders that back here, this is where it was starting to heat up. We did end up capitalizing on some of those gains with some short UVXY. Some long UVXY call options on the VIX. But right now you can see we've got this nice little morning star as well. And the market realistically is not looking overly bullish. You can see here, we got this nice little higher low based on where we are on the SPY. We actually created a higher high. So realistically, if we were going to break down, if we were going to continue higher, I should say, you would expect this low to be somewhere down here, and that was not the case. So just be very cautious, guys. The market is a little bit weak at this point. Make sure you are locking in your gains. The E-minis, you can see we did gap down again today, and we have currently been retesting. If you take a look at the 5-minute chart, we had this cute little gap down and then traded higher, creating this lower high, and we are just kind of consolidating at this particular level. But guys, we are also creating some lower highs at this point. So lower highs, some lower lows, right? Are we going to break down and create another lower low? I do think that is going to happen. So just bear that in mind. Guys, we also are coming into earnings season, so that once again, volatility is going to step up. AMD did report earnings after hours, and pretty good earnings in my opinion, but realistically, guys, we are just going completely sideways. We had a nice little spike down, spike up, and then continue sideways. We'll have a look at which way this one is going to go tonight being Wednesday evening, or the Wednesday session in the US, and we'll see if we actually do break higher or move lower. Intel Corporation. Now, guys, Intel is a weekly options newsletter play. Now, this one is actually for the short side. We did get this phenomenal black candle gapping down, which is a bearish retest gap. We did get a nice little retest, and we did get triggered into this one just last night. We are currently creating a nice little hammer candle, really great volume. However, if this particular level does break, I do expect this to continue that little bit lower. On the weekly chart, we are also at the 200 simple moving average on a weekly chart. So you can imagine that if that level breaks, there's going to be quite a few people that are losing money and are bearish on the trade. Speaking of weekly charts and bouncing, JD.com. Now, JD, we did get this, nice little bearish retest gap just last night, and unlike the rest of the market, guys, we actually faded bullish. So we had all this volume that did come in just last night on JD, and simply because, guys, where we gapped to, right, this was the open, roughly thereabouts. If you take a look at the weekly chart, we gapped right down to the 100 simple moving average on a weekly chart. That is quite significant. Now, I'm not saying that we are going to just bounce on out of here and then cruise on and just make some higher highs. I don't think that is the case. But what I will say is that we are at a very low pivotal point right now, and long term, I guess we possibly could eventually turn bullish, but we are still currently in a downtrend. Do not try to catch the falling knife, so to speak. At this point, let it just kind of chop around a bit, build some pressure, and obviously earnings is coming up just around the corner in August. So we'll wait and see how that one transpires, and then we will possibly look to take a long play very, very soon on JD.com. Here's the ASX 200. Now, the ASX 200, guys, today creating a gorgeous evening star reversal pattern. What is an evening star reversal pattern? These three candles right here. It is happening at a resistance level, guys. This is a very strong reversal pattern. So at this point, I'm not going to be overly bullish on the ASX. I do expect us to have somewhat of a pullback. Back here, I was mentioning that, market does look bullish. But this particular pattern looks like it could potentially just be a nice little fake out and then come back down and just keep on consolidating in this nice little channel pattern that we've got currently going on. Here's PPK. Now, PPK, guys, I have been reviewing this one in the past, and I did mention we did have a real-life trader that asked me whether he should buy more or sell, and on this day here, I did mention that he should definitely sell. He did end up getting out of that position for a hefty profit. But PPK, I did mention we are most likely going to go lower. Now, where do I think this is going to go, guys? I do understand we are currently at a support level, right? The volume is also creeping up as we are going lower. So I don't expect us to bounce at all right now. We are still creating these lower highs and relative lows. This is a bearish pattern, guys. I would expect us to continue lower. And if we just take a quick look at the Fibonacci's, most likely it'll be a 50% retracement. If we just have a look at our last wave move higher from the swing high to swing low, you can see the 50% retracement level is the 100 simple moving average. So if you were looking at buying, I'd potentially be waiting until, possibly around $10.58, $10.58 or 10.60-ish, just until we start to see some consolidation, because we are a little bit double top-ish in my opinion, guys. Once this level breaks, it will become a retest of the neckline and then possibly go down that little bit lower. At that point, the 100 will probably swing sideways and the 200 will slowly come up, and then we may start to see a little bit of a bounce in this particular region on PPK. But short term, guys, I'm actually bearish on PPK at this particular moment in time. Here's SEK. Now, SEK has created somewhat of a triple top pattern. Right, we've got this nice little triple top action and also creating a lower high. Here's your neckline, breakdown, retest of the neckline and previous level of support. And we did and are currently cruising on lower. Where do I think we're going to go? Definitely the 200 simple moving average. This is not a buying location right now, guys. This is a continuation pattern. So just wait for this to continue lower and then keep it on your watch list for when you are looking to buy the dips more longer term. A lot of these stocks, guys, are most likely going to pull back. You can see on the weekly chart we are getting quite extended. And I mean, we realistically, guys, we could come all the way back down to around, you know, $25 back down at this major support level back here, or this particular support level at 24.60 as well. That would make tons of sense if we do get a real big sell-off in the markets. So just keep that in mind, guys. SEK is possibly going to move lower. Now, Santos Limited, guys, STO came straight up to a resistance level and did not break. We are also looking quite bearish on a weekly chart. On a daily chart, we are also looking quite bearish because if we will have a look at crude oil in just a moment, but what you will notice is we have closed quite strongly below the 200 simple moving average, and this particular support level is now becoming a resistance level. We had a nice little evening star reversal pattern at the 200, and I just expect this one to come down possibly to $6.12 at least on the weekly chart. $6.12 will be actually, most likely this next support level, $6.04, right? This is the previous highs back in May 2020, but this also will coincide with what goes on with crude oil as well. Speaking of crude, guys, look at Mr. Squigs, all right? So on the daily chart, you guys do remember in a review that I did a few last week, I think it was, I did mention that this particular pattern is what I would expect to happen, right? I did say that there would be a nice little bullish opportunity, but this is where I expected us to reverse. You can go and check out the video. But right now we've been consolidating sideways, not creating any highs. Why is that? We've got a gorgeous double top. We've got the neckline, breakdown, retest of the neckline, expect a continuation lower, team. At this point, I'm not bullish. So obviously with Santos already looking bearish, right? If we do start to see some lower lows here and a little breakdown, Santos is going to follow and we'll start to get those lower lows. What's going to look at turning around? Gold, right? So gold, I will spend a bit of time here just to explain why I think that is going to happen. We've had these lower test candles for a while, like almost a few weeks, right? I know we've been holding up the 100 simple moving average very, very, very nicely. But also, if you take a look at the dollar index, right, which does somewhat move inversely to gold. If you take a look at the weekly chart, guys, have a look at where we are. We are at a resistance level on a weekly chart. This is a fake out, just like this one here. Right, we did break down. What happened back here in March when we reached this level and the dollar index started to fall? Well, if you take a look at gold back in March, this is where we had this really nice push higher from 1720 all the way up to, you know, around 1900. So guys, I think that gold is looking like we are starting to getting ready to go higher. So keep your eyes peeled on a lot of the gold equities out there. But the dollar index, guys, we could break down here at this point. Okay, so just if we do break down, right, we have created a lower low. We have got an evening star reversal pattern. I just think that, you know, gold is looking for a nice little setup to go long as the dollar index is going to turn and go lower. Also, the 100 simple moving average has been a very nice dip buying location on the weekly chart. I have been mentioning this for a while, guys, that gold is just really just consolidating, waiting to go higher. And as you can see here, we also created some nice little high lows, nice little cup and handle, I guess you could possibly call this, at this particular level on gold. Once we start to break out, I do expect us to go up to around about 1862 on gold. So we could see a nice little push higher there. And last but not least is the Aussie dollar. This one also should start to find some support here. You can see I did mention this 72.91 level, so if you are a forex trader, you would have capitalized on that particular move. But this is a particular level, guys, that I would be looking to possibly look to buy the dip. You can see the volume is starting to pick up at this level, and we have had some very, a very nice little move lower, and we are most likely going to possibly have a nice little reversal period here on the Aussie dollar, especially if gold decides to turn higher, because the dollar index, right, will make the US dollar decrease in value, which makes the Aussie dollar go higher. All right, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I know it was a little bit more extended, but also hop on over to reallifetrading.com.au and get signed up for the free week or the free fortnight that starts on the 9th of August. I'll leave a link in the description below. You guys can check this out here, www.reallifetrading.com.au. Click on this beautiful link here, the free week, get signed up. It's entirely free, and you will be able to get all the knowledge that I do provide for free. It's only 12 days away, guys. Make sure that you guys do get signed up for this event. It is only held twice per year. And also, guys, if you do have any tickers you would like me to review for my next stock review, leave it in the comment section below, and I will happily do that for you as well. All right, guys, have a great rest of your week, and remember to love life, live life, and trade it. You guys absolutely rock. Bye.